Afternoon everybody, this is Average Aaron's Auto Videos, and today I'm going to bring you a video about how to do a little bit of paint work on your vehicle. Now I've got a 2003 Dodge Ram 2500 5.7 liter V8 that used to have a large gaping hole right here. So I did some bondo work and it turned out pretty good, I think. It's not smooth, it's not perfect, but that's because this is Average Aaron's Auto Videos. If you would like to see a perfect one, you can check out Expert Aaron. Don't even know if that exists, but you can check it out. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and sprayed primer on it and given it about 12 hours to dry. You don't really need to give it that long. It'll set within 4 hours according to the back of the can. But I also gave it that long to dry because I was out of paint. I needed to go buy another can of paint, which I did today. So this area has actually already been painted once before as I was practicing on it and learning how to paint. And so I'm come back, I got a little bit more knowledge in approaching this. So what I've done here is kind of marked off the area. Now I do have a rectangle from the towels forming. One of the things you'll notice is I have rolled the towel under a little bit instead of draping a towel straight. What this does is if there is any extra paint that goes up, it'll flow and feather into the current paint a lot better than it does now. But rather than causing hard straight lines. So this fold kind of helps do that. And if you tape paper, I recommend if you mark off your area with paper, just kind of fold it over itself, but don't crease it, and leave that big open fold so that you can see, so that it doesn't make a sharp crease, but rather feathers the paint in a lot better to the already existing areas of paint. Now one of the things I'm going to do here is I don't want the paint to go everywhere else, so I've also covered the tire and the muffler and paint, because this paint will kind of just go kind of everywhere since I am outside. But another thing I've done is I've got a fan here to also protect myself and prevent any of the stuff coming backwards on the glass or the body of the paint, and try to counteract some of the effects of the wind here. So the fan is going to blow all the excess away as well as help dry it a little bit. And so I'm going to do a couple coats of paint, and giving it about a 15-minute drying period between each. Now I do recommend that you shake the can thoroughly before you paint. I've already gone and done that. And with paint, less is more. If you put too much on there too quickly, it will run and you cannot wipe that away. And if you do try to wipe it away, it will actually make it worse. I know this from experience. So we're gonna go ahead and take a pause so I can back the camera up so I don't get paint on it. And I'll position it so you guys can see how I do the first coat of paint on here. Alright, so one of the things I will note is that I did wipe off the surface area with just some soapy water to make sure there's no contaminants in there. And then I've got my fan on low prior to spraying it, or got my fan on low so it isn't just blowing the towels all everywhere too. And we're going to do the first coat of paint here. Alright, so I didn't apply it real thick. I wanted to leave it thin, and as you can see, you can still see some of the gray primer through it, and that's okay. I'm going to come back in a little bit and apply the second and third and potentially even fourth coats, because you don't want it to run. That's worse than having to apply multiple coats. Be right back with the next coat. Alright, we are back, and the first coat is dry. About 20 minutes has elapsed. I meant to do 15, but I started eating too many pretzels and forgot to come back out. Also, like a cotton-headed nitty muggin I am, I left my fan running, wasting electricity blowing air outside. But maybe I'm cooling off the environment, helping out global warming after all. And I'm painting my truck white. Alright, so I'm going to apply another coat, very lightly, and I'll show you the results. Also, make sure you shake your can thoroughly. I did that before I turned the camera back on. Now you should still be able to see the primer, and that's okay. It's going to take 2 or 3 coats, but again, less is more. The first time I did this, I had some running paint. I tried to fix it by wiping it away real quick and messed everything else up. And yeah, so it's still looking good. covered it a bit more, and I wanted to do a little bit more, but I restrained myself. Now you see the primer's gone all the way up here, so I'll need to do a light coat of the white paint up here, and then at the end I'll do a clear coat. Now you can definitely see where I did not smooth everything out perfectly, and that's okay. Like I said, this was trial and error, and there was a big hole in the truck, but I could have spent a lot more time doing it, but I didn't, because I'm going to cover this with fender flares at some point, but I wanted to learn. But it looks way better than the rusted hole that was there, so I'm going to give this another 15 minutes and then come back for a third coat. All right, so we are back for the third coat, and I've already shaken the paint can. One thing I do want to point out is that you want to make sure that it's warm enough outside so the metal isn't too cold so the paint sticks well. The paint can says at least, what is it, 55? And it's marked out, but it's 16 degrees Celsius and 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and humidity is less than 80%. So this nice spring day we have here should work well for this. As you can see, that's looking a lot better now. It's blended a lot better. The primer is like I said, it's a pretty deep gray, so to cover it with white, it's going to take a couple coats. I've done 3 so far. I'm going to do at least 1 more, probably 2, and then I'm going to pause and show you guys the finished product after the next 2 coats. All right, so as you can see, it looks really good. The paint color matches very well. I've got about 5 coats on here, and the only thing uneven that you can see is the poor sanding finishing, but I haven't even sanded it or put clear coat on it yet. So this is just the paint, and we'll come back a little bit later for clear coat, and you gotta wait 30 minutes after the last coat of paint. Isn't that right, Toby? Can you say yes, Toby? Yes. All right, so I got 5 coats on there. Looks really solid. I'm gonna put on a little bit of clear coat, and I'll show you all how I do that, and I'm gonna put my mask and glasses on. Same process. Let me show you what I'm using first here. There we go. Just a clear coat. You can use about three coats of this, and then you sand down at the end. And unfortunately, I can't show you guys the sanding process because my phone is gonna die and the video will break up, and I'm too amateur to know how to connect them. But I'll do this and then show you kind of what it looks like. You won't see a huge difference right now with this initial spray. One thing you will notice is that I still used a mask, but you can still smell it. Fortunately, this does smell better than paint, which is good, but still not something you want to sniff in any shape or form, but it's pretty good. And so I'm just going to let that sit for, let's see, 10 minutes between coats. 2 to 3 light coats is what you want to apply. And then after 48 hours, I'm going to use I'm going to do 2 to 3 light coats, and then let the final spray sit for about 48 hours. And then I'm going to gently sand it down, and then I'll apply a polish and a wax to make it look nice. Now when I do the sanding, I'm going to do wet sanding, and I'm just going to keep it kind of this area here. I'm going to do a 1500, a 2000, a 3000, and a 5000. And in between each sanding, I'm going to kind of wipe it down with a wet cloth, so anything that I sanded off will come off of there. That way when I go to sand with the next grit level, I'm not going to put anything into the paint or smear anything. Plus I'm working outside, so there's pollen, and you get nature on your truck, and you just can't help that. And so the sanding kind of, the rinsing in between prevents too much nature from getting on your truck. And that's how you do it. Thanks for joining me for this video. Be sure to hit like below and subscribe if you want more Average Aaron's audio videos. Thanks so much for tuning in today. See you guys next time.